Here we go. Who has asked themselves this question before? That's it? Okay. Well, for the past 11 years of my life, I've asked myself the question, why me? Over and over and over again, like, why is this happening to me? And it was never in the good times that I'd ask myself this question. I don't think it's common for people to actually acknowledge why the good things are happening to them. But it was at the edge of my bed with tears in my throat, screaming at the top of my lungs, like, what did I ever do to actually deserve the pain that I'm experiencing right now? And it was almost like I expected or I wanted someone to come and analyze my life with me and be like, yeah, no, that's not fair. Like, you don't deserve that. Like, you're a good person. There are people that do worse things than you. And really, I would sit there and like play my life like a movie in my head, analyzing every thought and every action, just trying to prove my innocence. Like, yeah, I'm kind, but like not when people are not kind back. I lie only when it's necessary. And, oh, there's one missing. Or maybe, yeah, I said that, and I thought that. But I don't mean it, I promise. And so I also believed that someone was just gonna come in and like clean the slate off for me, like pick up the mess that I was creating, right? Like, there you go, you're happy, I did it for you. And the thing is that like that was real for me at some point. When I was little, like my dad was my superhero. And he made anything impossible possible. Like, any bad day was a good day in his arms. Like, that man just did it for me. Like, there was a never-ending fountain of unconditional love that was poured into me while he was alive. And so if you've had someone that's been that person for you, if you've had someone that just makes you really happy, or if you had something that you've put your mind on, like, yeah, that's gonna change my world, that's gonna just help me start over again, then maybe you know that things don't last forever, right? Like, the person you really, really love just does something one day to hurt you and you don't feel like looking back. Or the one thing that you really, really like just ends up being the thing you hate on a random Tuesday morning. Yeah, things change. And so when my dad died, it became this like game of who or what is going to like fill the void, right? Who's gonna come and save me? And well, let me tell you, it wasn't in the unfulfilling relationships that I had that left me feeling worthless and just amplified the feelings of self-doubt that I had created for myself. And it definitely wasn't in the drugs and the alcohol that I took to numb the pain. And maybe if I take a little bit more, like, I'll just numb it all. And that was true when I would black out, and then the next morning, actually, the pain was 10 times worse. Thank God I woke up. And so I really, really believed, like, yeah, something outside of me, someone outside of me is going to come and save me. Like, I just kept grabbing and grabbing outside things, just pulling them into me, and all I kept feeling was unsatisfied and empty. It was never enough. Never enough. But I was looking in the wrong places. Like, the only person that could come and clean up the mess I had made was myself. And like, what better gift than to understand that we have sole responsibility to change our life and create the reality that we experience. And I didn't understand this, or I really understood this when Sarah Blackburn taught ACI 1 earlier this year, and I learned about renunciation, where I realized that every why was just me exhausted of never getting the answer that I was looking for. I learned that bodhicitta was, if I kept harnessing the love and just keeping it to myself, then like I wasn't going to have love. Like, it's, yeah. And not only that, but I was understanding that true kindness and true compassion were wanting to free other people from the same suffering that I was experiencing. And then I learned about emptiness and understood that like nothing outside of me was really going to make me happy or save me. And if it's true that life is coming from me and not at me, then I can transform any and every pain that I've ever felt in my life into the most beautiful and powerful thing about me. And I mean, 10 months later, it's still a practice, and it will continue to be. There are little things that I've done, like take care of 3 jewels, meditate, save the bugs that I've always been afraid of. Yeah. Hug my mom. And wish that the people I crushed on or the villains in my life just felt love, even if that meant that I wasn't a part of it. Thank you. So I was the creator. I had full responsibility. And I can turn my life around. I was the only one there to come save me. And so I know why I was asking myself the question, why me all along? Each why was one step closer to waking up and realizing that I was the one responsible for my own suffering. It was like when you want to pinch yourself, when you're having a nightmare, not acknowledging that your mind is the one creating the nightmare. Yeah. Thank you.